Now, National Assembly Speaker Justin Muturi has called members of Parliament for a special meeting tomorrow on Thursday, the 22nd day of December, to consider amendments to election laws after Tuesday's sitting ended in disarray. Opposition core members of Parliament successfully blocked a debate on the proposed amendments to the laws in a session characterized by drama and name-calling. Speaker Justin Muturi was forced to adjourn the House last night, saying the House was so unruly that not conducive for debate.
We are the people. Hey. We are the people. You are defeated. Our people united.
We need to follow procedures, standing orders of the National Assembly without any shortcuts. For the first time, I think the Speaker has made the correct ruling, but very late. He should have known that the procedure should have been followed from the word go. So the whole day we have been struggling with the Speaker to listen to us.
All right, that was the situation last night in Parliament as that special sitting ended in disarray. But meanwhile, the ruling coalition members of Parliament are set to meet President Uhuru Kenyatta and his deputy William Ruto in parliamentary group meeting set to be held at State House here in Nairobi. The highly anticipated meeting will is expected to come up with a strategy on how to pass the amendments that CORD successfully prevented yesterday. And to give us more insight on this particular story, our senior political reporter Duncan Haemba now joins us from our city centre studios with more details on the same. Thank you very much for joining us. I believe the parliamentary group meeting is underway or is set to start any minute now. What should we expect?
Akisa, the details of that parliamentary group meeting remain scanty, and this has been compounded by the fact that the PGs being held at State House, of course, are not easy to gain access, of course, for obvious reasons. And then some of the usual suspects that usually come handy in such situation are not responding to calls or texts, and therefore this tells you on just how serious and how high the stakes are. But basically, we expect them perhaps to be, I think, to be given a dress down by their principals on why they were able to be beaten by their counterparts in court, because remember, as soon as Member of Parliament Junet, or rather the opposition were silent, they just timed after the lapse of 6:30 p.m. hour, then they told the Speaker that, hey, no member stood on their feet to ask you to seek an extension of the House. So therefore, they will be asked at what point did they drop their guard. Of course, the leader of majority, Eden Duale, will be hard-placed as to why he did not get members to move the Speaker or allow the Speaker that the House be extended, because it is now costing Parliament another day tomorrow, because the Speaker has actually convened another special sitting. So we expect a dress down, because the principals will ask them why did they allow that one to, or how did that one escape their mind. And then of course perhaps they'll be told another strategy that they have to employ tomorrow. Remember that yesterday the CORD team first of all ensured that the session begins past midday as compared to when it was supposed to start at 9:30. So the members of course blocked the Speaker from accessing the floor of the House, forced a Kamukunji. A Kamukunji is an informal meeting, and therefore they'll be asked all these questions as at what point did they drop their guard, so that to give the opposition have their way. But as of now, details are still scanty, but perhaps after the meeting we'll be able to know exactly what is in plan come tomorrow, Akisa.
Duncan, from the scenes we witnessed yesterday in Parliament, the whole confusion and chaos, it was very much unlikely that there could be another special sitting tomorrow. Did it catch any sides by surprise? And what should we expect come tomorrow?
Yes, I think the special sitting has caught the opposition members by surprise. You've seen from the clips when they left the chambers, they were jubilant, saying they've carried the day, saying Kenyans have carried the day, and as such, they were very categorical that they are happy that the next session to be convened, or when the next time Parliament reconvenes, is on 24th of January, when the fifth and the final session of this particular Parliament begins. And therefore, by the fact that they've woken up to a Gazette notice that has already been published, that one tells you that it has caught them by surprise. Many of them last night, Akisa, when we were trying to get hold of them to have them explain to us what exactly happened when the Parliament was actually suddenly went into darkness. By in darkness, I mean when the live broadcast was actually cut off, and therefore we didn't know what was happening, save for the whistles that we could hear and the shouting. Then we saw the speaker storm out of the chambers, and then the CORD members came out. So when we were trying to call them to find out what exactly is happening, many of them were saying they're already out of town, headed to their various constituencies, particularly many from the Luo Nyanza. There's an ongoing cultural event in Homa Bay County, and many of them left last night. So the session by tomorrow's session has actually caught many by surprise, but we understand there is a PG which my colleague Jeff Kirui is following up, so maybe we'll know whether some of them have been able to come back, or they've made U-turns, or maybe those that had not left the capital, perhaps they're the ones that will be attending the same PG to hold brief for those ones that had already left. Akisa.
All right, thank you very much, Duncan. And as he says, our other colleague, Jeff Kiru, will be bringing us more details about what to expect from the parliamentary group that has been called by the opposition CORD.